I'm Pastor Donnie Massengill, Old Fort Wesleyan Church. I've been here 12 years as the pastor. September the 27th, I believe it was, when the flood hit. And we were in the parsonage, and the rain came so quickly, and the floods, and the next thing we knew, the front yard was flooded. The whole town was flooded on this end. So we were rescued by guys in a canoe. Was able to get out and rode around in the truck Army truck for 3 hours during the worst of the storm. So when we got back here in the devastation with all the rain and water and the flood and the mud and the parsonage and the church was totally devastated.
Well, I just heard the devastation just right down the road from us. Obviously, this didn't catch us off guard to be able to deploy to a disaster zone, but it being so close to us, which was kind of crazy, and in the mountains with a hurricane. I mean, it sounded like a 1,000-year storm, right? And so that Monday after the storm picked up and just drove west, and I got a phone call from Reverend Jerry Lumpson. He and I were just talking, and he said, "Hey, I'd love, if you don't know where you're going today, would you mind going to Old Fort and being my eyes and ears today and see what's going on? They got some reports coming out. Maybe the church will have to be tore down. Didn't know if it had structural damage." And he just asked if I would be his eyes and ears that day. And so we showed up at just before 10 o'clock on that Monday. While I got here, there was already a pastor and a team from the area that was already here. Pastor Harold Bumby had a team up, and another local pastor, Charles Moses, had a team up. We all arrived about the same time. They all had some folks with them. I did not at the moment. I was just coming to almost be a scout trip to see what was going on. And what happened that day for me and our ministry, the Rise Up Network, was we saw something being birthed here in Old Fort. I didn't necessarily see it then, what was about to transpire for us to be able to become partners with Pastor Donnie and Old Fort Church. But that happened very quickly. That day I had found myself meeting folks that were just like we were, just coming from out of state, showing up here, not knowing where they were going. They just knew they were coming to Western North Carolina to help. And immediately, first thing that morning, I met a team from Nashville, Tennessee. It was a gentleman, and he had 8 guys with him that were dudes. Like, they were coming to work, and they'd all taken the week off without pay to come and just help. They had skid steers, they had grapples, they had big trucks and trailers to be able to do hard work. And so immediately I found myself just putting them to work. I said I wasn't in charge. Pastor Donnie obviously was in charge, but I said I can make a decision. And so we started just putting teams together that was coming from Columbia, South Carolina, 2 teams from Orlando, Florida, a team from Pennsylvania, all embarked right here on this little property in Old Fort, North Carolina, called Old Fort Wesleyan Church. And so what that day happened was it spun something deeper to bring teams back to this place. And I felt like the Lord just impressed him. He's like, would you come back? Would you give something more to these people than just this one trip? And that's what pushed us to December when they got the thumbs up from the church, which was a great report. They said it doesn't have to be tore down. It could be restored, renovated, and like this was a great thing. And that's whenever we had the conversation about the Rise Up Network becoming a partner with the North Carolina West District of the Wesleyan Church to partner with them to help restore Old Fort. And that's where that was birthed. And Pastor Donnie and I had started already building a relationship and seeing the things that could happen here in this location about bringing teams in from everywhere, because everybody wants to serve. They just don't know how to. So that's what we do. We facilitate teams to come in, to have them the jobs ready, supplies ready, a place to sleep, food to eat. And we partner with other organizations, other local churches that are around. Like currently right now, we have a team from New York that is here, drove 12 and a half hours just to give their week of spring break to the folks here at Old Fort. Man, what a beautiful, beautiful thing. So we have teams coming from everywhere all the time here. Many hands make light work, but there's no light work here. It's all strenuous, it's all hard, but it's been really, really good. We started in January, and we're in we're in Passion Week, the week of Easter, and so it's a beautiful beautiful thing to see people do this. And man, we're making steps. It's a slow process, but when you're using volunteers, you get what you get, right? And so far, man, we've been very blessed to have really good volunteers that have come to give their time. And so over the next few weeks and months, we still have more teams coming. Even this summer that we have folks coming to Old Fort that are going to give their time, effort, energy to make it happen. So that's kind of how we became partners with Pastor Donnie and Old Fort Wesleyan Church.